Hey Sagittarius, welcome to your love and romance reading for February 2022. This is the time of year a lot of people are paying more attention than usual to love and romance. So we're going to check in and see what's coming up for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. We are setting the intention for Venus as well. A lot of people like to check out their Venus sign when it comes to love and romance. So we're going to see what is coming up here. And I want to just say you might find this video outside of the time frame I mentioned. Maybe you're going to stumble upon it during the summer. Maybe you're going to find it next February. It's fine. You're going to find it whenever you're meant to find it and whenever it's time for you to hear the messages that are in it. Keep in mind, it is a reading for the general collective, a general reading for the general Sagittarius collective. Therefore, not every single message will resonate. You may need a private reading. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. First card coming up here for you, my darlings, is the Five of Wands. Now, the Five of Wands is a card that can come up when there's some kind of power struggle or competing goals. But Five of Wands can also have to do with competition or competitiveness, right? Like there's other people here in the mix or other situations in the mix, right? Maybe it's a situation where one of you is really focusing on career right now or family issues, or it's like, well, you know, I've got kids from a previous relationship and I'm not going to date until my kids are older, or it could just be something else that's competing with the goal of the relationship, or it can be other people who are competing for the same person. It could be you, right? That you have competing goals, or there's just somebody who wants to be with you and they're looking at the situation like they're going to have to fight for you. Like it's not going to be easy to get you. I'm hearing the song from Blondie, The Tide is High. The tide is high and I'm holding on. I'm going to be your number one. So I do feel there's a sense of like, maybe you're telling someone I'm not interested, and they might be like, I'm going to win you over. I don't feel like it's a dangerous energy. I don't feel like it's somebody controlling or demanding. I don't get like narcissist vibes from it. So if there's somebody that's crossing your mind that's that way, it's not that person. I just feel this is someone who kind of has their sights set on you, and they're competing. They're competing for your attention. They're competing for your time. They're trying to show that they are the better person for you or the better option for you. So there's this sense. If you are currently committed, you may be dealing with a partner that feels that your attention is spread too much somewhere else. Whether they're feeling like you're interested in somebody else, or there's people flirting with you, or they feel like you're just really busy with some other aspect of your life. There could be some power struggles here. Like you don't care about me, or you're not paying attention to me, or you don't care about the relationship. So I do feel if you are in a relationship, you're dealing with somebody who maybe is kind of calling you to task, feeling like you're not invested, but you just might be very busy or thinking about other things. If you are single, I feel there's someone who feels like they're gonna beat out the competition, they're gonna beat out anything else that is taking your time or attention, and they're like, you're gonna be in a relationship with me. Again, I don't feel like it's obsessive or dangerous. I just feel like someone is not taking no for an answer, or they're just convinced that they're going to prove themselves to you, and you're going to see and you're going to say, okay, you know what? I'm going to give this person a chance, or I'm going to let this person in. Okay? The next card that's coming up here is the Six of Cups. So for some of you, this could be somebody from the past. This could be somebody from the past resurfacing. For other ones of you, there could be something incorporating children into a relationship. Because as I said, some of you maybe are like, well, I'm just kind of focused on my kids and I'm not looking to date. And that might be the power struggle here. Someone wants to be with you, but you're like, my children are a priority. Good for you, as they should be. So, but there could be something here where it's trying to be figured out. Some of you might be coming into a make it or break it situation in a relationship where maybe there may be discussions about children. They really want to have kids and you don't, or you really want to have kids and they don't. There could be some issues here around children or childhood that need to be addressed and dealt with in the relationship. Okay, Six of Cups can also be, as I said, someone returning from the past. Sometimes Six of Cups comes up because we left the situation and then we're looking back over our shoulder thinking, man, I had it so good. Why did I leave that situation? And Six of Cups wants to remind you, you know what? You're remembering the situation much better than it actually was. If it was really that great, you wouldn't have made the decisions that you made. You wouldn't have taken the steps that you made. So don't allow that nostalgia that remembers things better than they actually were tempt you into going back to a negative situation. Okay, so think about that. Think about that. Meditate on that. Some of you might be thinking that you had it so good and you took a wrong turn. I don't think you took a wrong turn, Sagittarius. I think that's just the negative ego talking. The next card that's coming up here for you guys is the Fool. And this is that leap of faith. This is that leap of faith. So, there's some challenges in a relationship. And you all might be thinking, I don't want this relationship or I don't want this person. This person's not giving up on you. And I'm going to clarify something. When you're like, I don't want this person, it's not because they're a bad person. It's not because you're not attracted to them. I just feel some of you are just in this mindset where you're like, you know, not convinced. You're just not convinced. You're not convinced that this is someone to take seriously. I don't think it has anything to do with them not being a good catch. In fact, maybe some of you are like, well, this person has it together. They're really good looking. They have a lot of people after them. They're just playing games with me. It could even be that dynamic for some of you where you're just looking at this person and you're like, you're not taking them seriously. But I feel, as I said, they are ready to prove themselves. They're going to do whatever they need to do to prove themselves. The Fool card here is that leap of faith. It's like, here we go. All right, I guess I'm going to do this. It's a Major Arcana card. Major Arcana cards come up when we're at a significant chapter in our life, when we're dealing with a significant soulmate. For me, in my readings, when the Fool card comes up, and this might be why a lot of you are saying no or not taking this person seriously. For me, a lot of the times in a love reading, when the Fool card comes up, this is a significant soulmate that you guys have had a lot of past lives with this person before. But in this lifetime, they're very, very different from you and your background. Maybe like night and day opposites. Right? There could even be really big differences between the two of you in terms of appearance. Maybe one of you is really tall and one of you is very short. Maybe one of you is very, like, much larger and one of you is very much more petite. Maybe one of you has very dark features. One of you has very light features. There could be a big difference in your cultures, right? There are some cultures that are similar to one another, that have similar, habits or customs that are similar. And then there are certain cultures that are very, very different, right? Like if you take maybe one culture that's really conservative and like really religious, and then you might compare it to like, say, the culture in Amsterdam or Paris, which is a lot more just kind of free and artistic and you know, you do what you want to do, right? It very, very different. So there could be a difference in cultures, in religions, but somehow, despite all these differences, there's a strong pull between the two of you. Like, you maybe had it in your mind, you had this resolve that I'm not going to be in a relationship. But this person is coming along and they're changing your mind. Because you're starting to feel and sense and see what they felt and they sensed and they saw the second that they saw you. You're like, wait a minute, there is a connection here. You're seeing them on the soul level. And you're going to find, Sagittarius, that these differences, these opposites, are actually good for your relationship. Because the areas where you have strengths, they might not have those strengths. They don't have those strengths. And the areas where they have strengths, you don't have those strengths. So coming together, putting the two of you together, it's like now you're creating this powerhouse. Now you're creating this dynamic where you're very well, like, rounded out as a team or as a couple. Because what one lacks, the other has in abundance. And you're putting it together. And so there's this sense or this feeling of, you know, taking this leap of faith. Typically, I wouldn't be in this relationship. Typically, I wouldn't see myself with this person. But there's something in which you're feeling guided. This relationship might not make sense to the people around you. There could be a significant age difference even. Okay? But people might just see the outward differences and not understand what you all are doing together. But your hearts know each other. Your hearts recognize each other. Your souls recognize each other. And these opposites make you stronger as a team, stronger as a couple, right? And so I feel that eventually somebody's wearing you down. Maybe some of you Sagittarius are like, no, it's the other way around. I normally don't do this. I'm not somebody who chases. I'm not somebody who's like super focused on love. But, you know, I found my person and I know we're going to be together. And, you know, that's me. The tide is high. That's me. That's my energy. But for whatever reason, I feel for the majority of you, this person is pursuing you. Like, this person is like trying to convince you, hey, there's something here. And eventually you're seeing it. And you're like, all right, here we go. I said I wasn't going to do this, but here we go. Here we go. The next card that's coming up here is the Star, okay? Some of you could be dealing with an Aquarius, potentially, because the Star is associated with Aquarius. If you have an Aquarius placement, there can be big changes and shifts happening for you in those houses or in those areas of your life that are leading you to meet this significant soulmate. Now, the Star card is very positive. Oh, let me see if I can fix this this glare here. Sorry about that. The Star card is very positive. The Star card comes in with the energy of positive new beginnings. The Star card comes in with the energy of like the worst of it is over, the worst of it is behind us, and now we can expect for things to get better. Now we can expect that things are going to get better now. If you know the order of the major arcana, the Tower comes before the Star. The Star is immediately after the Tower. So maybe this is what's happening, Sagittarius. You may have had the Tower already in your life. And this might be the big reason. And that wouldn't surprise me because your messages have been powerful in the weekly forecasts. If you don't know, if you're new to the channel, every week I do a weekly forecast where I talk about everything other than love and romance. Once a month I do a love reading. This is the love reading, obviously. But for Sagittarius, in your weekly forecasts, you guys have had some powerful messages that you guys are going through big shifts, big growths, big come-ups, like new beginnings, new chapters, like really powerful energy. And this for a lot of you is coming out of a Tower moment. And so the Star card tells us the Tower is done. It's behind you. It's over now. Now is the time of building. Now is the time of creation. Now is the time that the plans that you make are actually going to stick. They're actually going to take root, right? You're building something new here. You've made it out of the storm, and now is the time to focus on the future and creating this happy life. So, this person is a part of that, Sagittarius. Maybe you had put it out of your mind, like, oh, there's not going to be love for me. I'm done with love. It's just me, myself, and I. Or it's just me and my kids. We don't need anybody else. But yet, as you're in this energy of building your life, this significant soulmate is coming in and saying, I want to be a part of this. I want to lend a hand. You know, you don't need them. You can do it by yourself, obviously. A lot of you have been doing it by yourself for a long time. But this is someone coming in at that building stage. Like, they're wanting to be a part of the future. They're wanting to help the situation. Star card also is somebody who's very inspired by you. They see you as very amazing. Like, you've been through so much. You've overcome so much. And they're in awe of that. They're inspired by you. They respect you. They look up to you. They admire you. Star card also can indicate a high level of attraction and chemistry. Okay, so high attraction, high chemistry. As I said, I don't feel that those of you who are wanting to reject this person, I don't think it's because of their appearance. I don't think it's because of their, you know, the way that they're living their life. You know, I think that this is somebody that is attractive, somebody with whom you do feel chemistry, but you just had it in your mind, no, 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 no. But then finally now you all are feeling that connection and coming together and creating and building this future together. The worst of it is over. The worst of it is behind you. Woo! Now we had 3 major arcana cards coming back to back. 3 major arcana cards coming back to back. And so 3 major arcana cards or major arcana cards coming in back to back for me tells me that things are going to happen really quickly, really fast. There's going to be a lot of big changes, a lot of big shifts that happen in a very short period of time. Okay? Now, these are very positive major arcana cards. The Fool is that leap of faith. The Star is the inspiration, the creation of the new, making long-term plans. The Empress is very stable, very loving, very nurturing, very successful, very respected. Okay? Some of you might be coming into a situation where, as I said, children are going to be a challenge. I don't want to say an issue, but a challenge. But the Empress is giving me a feeling, in a sense, that that is being overcome. That is being resolved in a peaceful, harmonious, happy way. And you're not having to sacrifice your role as a parent, and you're not having to leave or neglect anybody. You're not having to leave anybody out or neglect anybody. So there's a very maternal energy with the Empress. Some of you maybe have been going back and forth about having a child in a relationship, and maybe it was your partner that was saying no, 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 no. But they're coming around, and now the Empress can, as we all know, traditionally, with the Tarot, Empress can be pregnancy and motherhood. So there could have been some kind of power struggle around children, around kids, and that is being resolved in the sense of there is going to be a family. There is going to be a coming together. Some of you maybe need to be cautious in that you've been wanting to leave a relationship, and this person might steer things to where there is a pregnancy all of a sudden, right? So if you are someone who has the equipment to impregnate, they might do something or steer circumstances to intentionally get impregnated, right? And then they feel like, okay, well, now I have you. Now you have to stay because there's another baby coming. Or if you're someone who has the ability to get pregnant, there may be someone that knows you want to leave, and they might be like, well, if I get Sagittarius pregnant, then Sagittarius is going to have to stay. There is that dynamic for some of you. So for some of you, this can be a cautionary, And for some of you, this is celebratory. It depends on what you want in your heart right now. It depends on where your focus is right now. Okay? So this could be good news for you, or this could be a heads up. Like, hey, if you really want to leave this situation, there's a very strong pull between the two of you. And maybe you need to be cautious not to have that child right now if that's something you don't want. But I will say this, because of these major arcana cards, child or no child, this feels to me like someone just simply does not want to see you go. They don't want to see you leave. And they're going to do whatever they can to make you happy, to keep you happy, to hold on to you. And even if you did leave, because of this pull, I feel you would be back. I feel there's a very, very strong past life connection with this person. And there is a lot of love here. And maybe it didn't seem that way. Maybe it just seemed like you guys were arguing a lot or had these power struggles. But I feel like you're realizing that there's still love here, right? Like love still lives here. Love hasn't left. And so I do feel a sense of getting over whatever those bumps are, those initial bumps or those disagreements or differences, and having a really solid, harmonious, successful relationship as a result. It feels to me like whatever this is, whether you're in a relationship or this is a new relationship coming in, it feels to me rough at the beginning. Like you guys are having a rough, turbulent start, but then it's all being overcome. And there's this happiness. There's this peacefulness. There's this connection. And I just feel a sense of real, like, respect for one another. The Empress and Emperor always make me think of respect. So a sense of respect, love, admiration. Okay? Very positive energy. Empress can also have the dynamic of Libra or Taurus energy. Okay? So some of you could be dealing with a Libra or Taurus, or if you have Libra or Taurus placements, there can be big changes or shifts happening for you in those areas of your life or in those houses that are bringing you together with this significant soulmate. I would encourage you to check out your moon sign, your rising sign, your Venus sign, if this is none of those, because I feel like there's more to the story here. But I also feel like it's kind of a choose your own adventure, or it depends on your placements, right? I don't know. Tell me in the comments if it feels unfinished to you. Something about it feels unfinished to me, but then Spirit keeps saying moon, rising, Venus, moon, rising, Venus, moon, rising, Venus. So I would encourage you, even if you don't typically watch your moon, your rising, and your Venus, Sagittarius, I would do that this month, because I feel like what the continuation of the story is depends on where your placements are. But this feels very positive. If you would like a private reading with me, you can schedule at calendly.com/amethystangelite. I'm wrapping up the love readings, and then I'm going to start getting the weekly forecasts for the first week of February posted. I do apologize. I know I've been inconsistent with the podcast. I've been inconsistent with the weekly forecasts. I just want to let you guys know real quick. I'm currently working on getting a diagnosis. There's been stuff happening on my end, and it's been making it very difficult for me to be consistent. So my inconsistency with the weekly forecasts, it's not because I don't care about you guys. It's not because I'm lazy or I don't want to do it. There's just things that I need to get a handle on. And once I have that official diagnosis, or I know exactly what's going on, I'm going to be able to do what I need to do so I can keep showing up for you guys the way that I want to keep showing up for you guys. So thank you, those of you who've been patient with me, who've stuck by me, who are just very loving and supportive. I appreciate you all more than you know. Once I have the diagnosis, maybe it's not what I think it is, maybe it's going to be something else, but once I have the diagnosis, I will let you guys know what's going on. I just don't want to say anything until I know for sure. And then maybe that can be helpful for some of you, because maybe some of you are going through something similar. So I will keep you guys posted. I will tell you what's going on. I'm just trying to figure it out all right now myself. Okay, I'm not a medical medium. I can't pick up on medical issues in other people. And for myself, it's always very hard for me to read for myself in general anyway. So I can't, I don't know what's going on with me. But as soon as I know, I will share it. And thank you for your patience. Weekly forecasts, first week of February, are going to be coming up. And I thank you all for watching, liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. Have a wonderful February, my dears. See you all in the week.